Hey everybody, KC here. So we talk a lot here on Morning Newsbeat about how retailers, especially great retailers, can be sort of core to the communities that they serve. They can reflect community values, but they also can provide a sense of aspiration to those communities. And that's really, really important. I've just been reading a fascinating book that is a great example of that. And it's called Metrofix. The Combative Comeback of a Company Town by William B. Patrick. And it's the compelling story of the city of Schenectady, New York. Now, Schenectady was a boom town for a long time. It had a great railroad industry, had a great electricity industry. When those industries were flourishing, man, Schenectady was just great. But it's also a city that spiraled down, largely because General Electric decided to pull out. They abandoned the city. And between 1960 and 2000, the city lost 30,000 jobs. That was roughly a third of the population. And let me tell you, Jack Welch is celebrated in a lot of places, not in this book. And Schenectady had really become sort of a punchline, right? As well as a great example of cities that have been made obsolete by the fact that technology and the economy, they both change. They both move forward and sort of left Schenectady, as well as a lot of other cities, behind. But that's not the end of this story. In fact, it's the very beginning of this story. Because people who are deeply committed to the community of Schenectady sort of banded together from a wide variety of disciplines and backgrounds, and they did it to revitalize their community. And there was almost nobody as important to that effort as the Golub family and their Price Chopper supermarket chain. Just as Price Chopper has kind of continued to evolve by doing things like creating the Market 32 food-centric format, and more recently, merging with Tops, Neil Golub has been instrumental in Schenectady's resurrection, working with other leaders to create what became known as Schenectady 2000, one of the prime drivers of the city's restoration. And it wasn't easy. Let me tell you, one of the words in this title is combative. That's a great example of a great apt word for describe what was going on there. Now, I'll put a link below to the website where you can get a copy of this book, and I really, really recommend it. Metrofix isn't just a great read on its own, and it really, really is interesting, especially to anybody who's interested in urban planning and urban development. But it's also a terrific metaphor for what every community and every business needs to do going forward. It highlights the degree to which retailers can serve as a foundation upon which communities can build and sometimes rebuild. It is the stuff that Shakespeare once wrote, as dreams are made on. Anyway, that's what's on my mind this morning. The book is called Metrofix, The Combative Comeback of a Company Town by William B. Patrick. That's what's on my mind this morning. And as always, I want to hear what's on your mind.